Hi, good morning everyone, and welcome to the introductory session of Diwali Hackathon, an initiative of Reskilll in collaboration with Sparky. At Diwali Hackathon, the participants are getting an opportunity to learn about Sparky platform and utilize its tools to create their assets that will light up the faces with joyful Diwali effects. It is an empowering experience that aims at providing free flowing expression to creativity and unleash the spark within. So, without any further delay, I would like to invite our first speaker of the day, Mr. Pranav Saxena. Pranav is the senior software engineer at Facebook. He will be introducing you to Spark AR and take you through the platform. Over to
All
you,
right.
Pranav.
Thank you, Askar. Hey, everyone. This is Pranav here. Uh, like Askar mentioned, I am a senior software engineer at Facebook. I have been at Facebook for the last 2 years, driving some of the efforts around AR effects published using Spark AR Studio, and then driving some of the server-side efforts around how do we deliver these AR effects to billions of devices, both iOS and Android, on various surfaces like Instagram, Messenger, Facebook, and some of our hardware products like Portal. Today, I'll just briefly talk about a brief introduction to Spark AR. How does Facebook ship some of these AR effects published by our 3P creators to tens of billions of devices? Then I'll just slightly touch the topic of how can you create effects using Spark AR Studio, which is our software to allow creators to publish these effects on different surfaces which Facebook has. And then a brief overview about how could you possibly increase your influence as a third-party creator and expand your reach of your effects to more users in the world. And then finally, I would talk about some of the opportunities which Facebook would provide you in the future where you could monetize your assets and hopefully make a living out of it. So yeah, let's just quickly get started. So first of all, before we even introduce like Spark AR Studio or Spark AR as a platform, I would really like to introduce the term augmented reality. So as we would know, like augmented reality is the technology which allows you to superpose digital assets on top of the real world, which is visible through a lens. And at the current state of the world, we have mobile devices which allows us to use the mobile camera to view the real world scenes and use the strength of the camera to superpose the real world with some digital assets. Currently, we have to use mobile devices because that's the only way to look at the world and try out like different effects and make our world a better place to live in, as the different effects sort of augment the world with more useful information or more funny information and creating a more memorable experience for our users, for your loved ones, for your friends and family. But now we should talk about like what is that way we could actually enhance the world with some of these AR experiences. Like we need a software or a tool which allows us to create these AR experiences. That is exactly where Spark Air Studio comes into picture. So Spark Air Studio is something like a software or a tool which gives you these techniques and different utilities to build AR effects. And AR effect is basically a fundamental unit which you could possibly create for fun, for entertainment, for some shared experiences, which could be published onto the Facebook platform and then be delivered to uh, billions of devices which have Instagram, Facebook, or Messenger installed. So let's talk about Spark Air Studio briefly. So think of Spark Air Studio as something like Photoshop, which has these different tools to allow you to use different capabilities. When I talk about capabilities, this is basically think of it as like an effect which can track your face and you can superpose it with different digital assets like, funky dog ears or tongue or some other like, fun things which you could do with with AR. So Spark Air Studio gives you different tools, techniques, customizations, and many other features on top of that. And you could possibly follow some tutorials and other like documentation links to create like simple effects. I have some of those available on my personal Instagram account as well. You could follow those as well. My IG handle is at the rate pranaves18. I have a few tutorials out there to create very simple AR effects, and it'll hardly take you less than 5 minutes to create one. But if you're looking for more advanced tutorials, you could go to Spark AR documentation, which goes through each and every single feature or capability from face tracking to body tracking to hand tracking and so many other features which are available which allows you to create like fun AR effects. So the Spark Air Studio is that bridging gap between a 3P creator and your users who could basically be using your AR effects. And that tool is providing you this powerful techniques to be able to create these AR effects. And Facebook platform, which is Spark Air, allows you to publish them onto Facebook backend. And then we have our pipelines to deliver them to billions of devices. And you can think of the amount of scale at which Facebook has to operate, given that we are delivering these effects to like billions of devices. So scale and performance and reliability matter the most when it comes to Spark Air as a platform, because we want to ensure that all your amazing work, which is in the form of these amazing AR effects, is successfully delivered to these billions of devices, which include iOS and Android at this point, and on different services, like I mentioned, which is Instagram, Facebook Messenger, and even you can try it out on our hardware devices like Portal. So let's talk about the next thing which I wanted to go over, which is basically um, as a 3P creator, how could you possibly increase your influence and potentially reach more people and more devices? Because a lot of times I get asked this question that, hey, I created this AR effect, but I want to reach more people. I want it to go viral. I want more people to try it. I want to become more popular through my AR effects, through my creativity. So I would just suggest a few ways how you could possibly achieve more influence. But yes, there are other ways too. So let's talk about a few of them here. Uh, so one of the most common ways of expanding your influence as a 3P creator is to join like Spark AR groups. So on Facebook, we have communities which have uh, a, one of the best creators in the world, where you can like take part in, sort of join a network of all other 3P creators, ask each other to sort of promote your content, have some digital marketing done, attend different hackathons, or even like publish your own tutorials and videos on IGTV or YouTube for that matter, and then be able to like gain more traction. So that's the part which you could do. There are other ways too, which Facebook could help you potentially like reach more users and possibly more devices. But that's something which is in the hands of Facebook. But there are certain ways which might be coming out soon where you could potentially leverage those features to expand your influence and potentially reach more devices. And the reason I talk about more devices is because of the fact that we have different classes of devices ranging from low end to high end. Uh, for some of the high end devices, some of these effects get rendered like very seamlessly and very in a very performance efficient fashion. But some of the low end devices, like older mobile devices, which came out in like let's say 2010 to 2015 timeframe, might not work super seamlessly or very smoothly. So in that case, we allow you to sort of like downgrade the quality of your AR effects, not in the terms of compromising on the visual quality, but in terms of like some of the enhanced capabilities which we offer for high end devices. You can sort of like degrade that to a lower end device and then still be able to render an AR effect successfully on those devices. So you might be still be able to get those people to run your AR effects, and that is how you could potentially like get your device reach to be more than uh, what you would expect in a more standard or conventional fashion. Uh, One of the last things I wanted to talk about is that potentially as a 3P creator, how you can monetize your AR effects. Every 3P creator sort of like tries to create more content, publish more AR effects, uh, in the hope of like, hey, if there's a way to like make more money out of it. People try to publish a lot of content on YouTube and then have a lot of views for it. Similarly, if you take an analogy that when you create an AR effect using Spark AR Studio and you create a catalog of those AR effects, um, one way you could potentially do that is that, you know, if there was a way you could create like a private subscription model where you charge your users to pay for your content. Similarly, you could have your AR effects, which are, let's say, created in a private fashion. And given that if your content is popular, you could potentially ask your users to pay you for those assets which you have created, because that's your creativity and you would expect to be paid for that work. Currently, Facebook does not have that feature publicly available, but hopefully in the near future, maybe you might be able to do that. And that's how you would be able to monetize some of your AR effects and the content which you build around AR using Spark AR Studio. But that would be a very strong incentive for uh, every 3P creator out there to use Sparky Studio and then be able to make money for yourself. So I think those were like some of the major areas I wanted to talk about. So we had a, so let's just revisit what we covered today. So we talked about what AR is, what basically what augmented reality is. Then how does Spark AR as a platform provide a 3P creator an opportunity to publish their AR effects? And then how does Facebook actually delivered those AR effects to billions of devices? Then how does Spark AR Studio as a software offers different tools, capabilities, and features to allow a 3P creator to build like all these fun effects with different capabilities like face tracking, body tracking, hand tracking, hair segmentation, and so many more out there which you can look at in the documentation available on the Spark AR website. There are a lot of tutorials too. You could also follow me for some of those tutorials which I have personally made, but you can go for more in-depth tutorials on SparkAir's website as well. Then we talked about what Facebook does in trying to sort of in terms of trying to deliver these effects to billions of devices. And then we also spoke about briefly around what potential opportunities Facebook would offer in the future, which allows you to monetize your AR content in terms of expanding not just the user reach but also like the device reach. And I think those are very important in terms of as a motivating factor for a 3P creator to expand their influence and get like more feedback, more users for the content which they're building. I think as a creator I would really like if my content is being published and used and sort of like appreciated by more people across the world. And if I get paid for it, that's like cherry on top of the cake. So yeah, I think this is something which I wanted to talk about today as we sort of kickstart this event on the occasion of Diwali. And I really look forward for some of the amazing creativity out there, and looking forward to see all the amazing AR effects which you folks would create. And together we will build this AR community even more stronger. I'll have one of my colleagues join in hopefully next week who will talk more about some of the tricky things you could do with Spark Your Studio to make your AR effects even more fancier and even like make them look prettier, more uh, like more magical. There are a lot of tricky things out there which you might not be aware of, so it's always good to like follow more documentation and tutorials available on YouTube, on Sparky tutorials channel, on Sparky YouTube channel, and even like some of the popular 3P creators out there which you could potentially follow both on Instagram and Facebook. So yeah, I think this is what I had to say today. I'm really looking forward to the rest of the event. Hopefully, we'll get to catch up soon and talk more about what you have created so far. And I look forward to seeing most all the amazing work which you guys would do. So thank you so much. Over to Askar.
Thank you, Pranav. That was an insightful session.
Absolutely.
So, there's one question on the chat. So,
Sure.
what's your YouTube channel name?
So I don't have a YouTube channel, but I mean, I don't publish a lot of content there. But on my Instagram, I do have a bunch of tutorials out there. My IG handle is at the rate Pranav18. So you could follow me there, where I talk about a lot of AR stuff, which Facebook is doing, which I personally publish, and then a lot of third-party creators follow me in terms of the latest things which are going to come out from Facebook on the Spark AR platform. So I really look forward to having you join the AR community. And yes, like you can always DM me to learn more about some of the communities which are really like popular in terms of collecting the feedback, making 3P creators come together. A lot of other hackathons which are going across the world, where you could potentially participate and learn more, spread your creativity, and learn from others, and also like be able to monetize your content as well.
Thank you so much, Pranav. I would definitely seek your time for the next session where the participants can ask their queries and that can help in building their AR effects.
Yeah, absolutely. We can have like a dedicated Q&A session or any tricky things which people would want to learn. We can have something towards the end of the week or so.
Okay, people are still asking for your Instagram handle. If you can just put it on the comment section.
Sure, I can do that. It doesn't allow me to type there, but maybe Oscar, if you want to put it, it's my first name and then
Yeah.
S18.
Is it correct?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
So this is the official Instagram handle of Pranav. You can follow him and connect with him, and we'll definitely schedule a Q&A session with him. If you have any queries, you can join the session and ask your queries. So thank
absolutely.
you, Pranav. Thank you for your time. It's very late night in your area, but
No worries, Oscar. Look, really happy to be a part of your esteemed event, and I look forward to all the amazing work which you guys would do, and looking forward to connecting with you again soon. And yeah, happy Diwali in advance to all of you.
thank you so much. So
Thank you.
now I would like to invite Mr. Kshitij Saini, Associate Developer Reskilll, for a hands-on session on Spark AR. He will be teaching you how to build your AR effects on Spark AR platform. So over to you, Kshitij.
Hello everyone, I am Kshitij. I am from the Spark AR Technologies and I will teach you how to build your own effects. Like we will be looking at the basic of Spark AR, how Spark AR works, what is Spark AR, and we will be looking at these things and we will be getting the basics hands-on session with the Spark AR and then we will be continuing by creating our little Spark AR effect. Let me share my screen. So, sir, if you can add the screen on this, we will be continuing with that. Okay, so like let us first talk about Spark AR. What Spark AR is, what are the opportunities for the Spark AR developer, and what we can pursue after learning the Spark AR. What is uh, what are the opportunities available with Spark AR? Why should you learn Spark AR? So let us look at these things first. So Spark AR it is an AR platform for and it is available for both the Windows and Mac based devices and it allows us to create Spark AR effects or AR effect for the mobile cameras. So it is an important point to take into consideration that it is Spark AR Studio is only available for Windows and Mac devices. Linux devices are currently not supported by Spark AR Studio. Okay, so and we can consider Spark AR is just like a Photoshop, but it is a Photoshop for the AR technologies. So these are the editing tools which we are creating. We are using some of the designs that we think in our mind and we are making them come to real life through the Spark. And like what are the opportunities available for Spark developer? Like suppose if you become a Spark developer, so what are the opportunities available for you? So one is a 3D developer, another one is software designer, design architect, system validation engineer, or a software developer. So these are the multiple opportunities that are available in the field of Spark and you can pursue any of these opportunities and you can continue with any of it. If you are not understanding how to start off with making AR effects, I will like tell you that in today's session as well. And like w- let us see some of the stats from some of the website, like where is like what is the AR, why it is trending. So let us look at the AR trends of 2021 and what can you we expect from AR this year. So like by the end of 2020, like you as you can see, there were about 598 million AR devices. So 589 million AR devices is a very huge number, and it is projected to increase to 1.73 billion devices by 2024. So there is a tremendous growth in the like the AR technologies. So we can continue, we can believe that AR will not let us down, and we can continue with the AR thing very like easily. And why AR is so trending? Like many of you have heard about the smart glasses. Smart glasses are being manufactured by every of the big firm like Microsoft, Facebook, and even Snapchat is creating their own smart glasses, and we can visualize everything using our smart glasses. Even in the education sector, the AR is trending. As you have seen, some of you have seen the IIT graduation ceremony, so that was also a part of the AR thing, and everything was happening through AR only. So AR is a huge trending, like avatars. Avatars are created using AR, and like even there are some of the TV shows like the Green Planet, and it is an AR experience which is coming by 2022. So there is a huge demand of AR in the, like, in education as well. We can see, like, some, we can feel some of the thing, we can see how atoms are added and created, and so we can see everything in front of our eye, and we can have a better understanding of it by seeing it in real time conditions. So these are some of the, like, statistics that are for the Spark AR. And to begin developing with Spark AR, we can, what we have to do, we have to first download the Spark AR Studio. So let me guide you about the Spark AR Studio, how to download it, how to install it, and then we will continue further with the session. And let us, like, what I will do, I will just search for Spark AR, and it will just open a sparkyar facebook.com page, and I have to open the page. And when I open the page, there will be a, like, get started link. So you can click the get started link, and we can download the sparkyar from the web page. You can download it for your Mac based devices or Windows based devices, depending on what configuration you have with you. Okay, so I have Windows based devices, so I will be continuing further with the Windows based devices, or you can continue with the uh, like Mac based devices as well. So you can download it according to your need. And like, this is the powerful AR software, Spark Studio. So we will be working with the Spark Studio only, and then we will be like creating some of our effect. You can download it, and you can install it. Might be already some of you have downloaded the studio, but if you have not, then I suggest you to follow alongside me and download that, so that we can make filters alongside. And if you have any queries in between, you can ask your queries alongside, and it will be a, like, good hands-on session. And from today, you can also, like, start submitting your AR effects. Also, there is something interesting which I want to tell you about, like the Sparkar Diwali Hackathon that Reskilll is organizing, that Sparkyar is organizing. So what happens now? There are swags for every effect submission, and cash prizes for the top three winners. And there is a total cash prize pool worth of 13,000 US dollars. So it will be a good for all of you to create your like effects and submit it, and then win some of the swags. And for every effect, you are also winning the swags. Even if you are not in the top three contestants, then also you are winning the swags. So it will be very good for all of you to develop the swag, develop the effect and submit it. And, like, these are the basic steps that you need to follow to download. I hope that now, till now, everyone has downloaded and installed the Sparkyar, like the Sparkyar program, and I am opening the Sparkyar Studio from my laptop. And till then, you can also open your Sparkyar Studio. So it is taking some time to open the studio, and I will just share my screen. Okay, so when you open the Sparkyar Studio, you will be, like, shown a huge lot of templates, and there are various of pre-built templates available. But I suggest that we must start from the new project to have a better control of our project and to understand everything from the beginning. And but for later on, you can also use some of the pre-created templates by Facebook or by some of the other developers from the Spark AR. So you can also use these pre-built templates as well when you are building your, like, effects. You can just utilize these templates, and you can add some of the more features in it, and then you can submit it. But as it is going to be a Diwali hackathon, so your like effect should be in consideration with the Diwali thing. And let us start by creating our new project. So I will be just opening a new project. And when I open a new project, it is giving me sub projects, like it is giving me to select a sub template, which is a plane tracking, target tracking, face tracking, or a blank project. You can select it according to your need. But as we are beginning and we are learning the basics of the Sparker and how to create our own effects, so I will just start with a blank project to have a better understanding of the Sparker Studio. Okay, so we will be opening the blank project. Let us wait for the blank project to open. So when you open the Spark AR like studio and new blank project, so this will appear on your screen. And now let us get familiar with the things in the Spark AR, what area is what we are doing in Spark AR, how we are creating the effects. So let us look at that. So the central area, here the central area where the image is displayed, where camera is displayed, where these options are present. These options are all this is a central window, and here we will be performing all of our adding all of our things, all of the objects. So this is the central window, and it is also known as working panel or viewport. So these are the three different names which is associated with the working panel, and this is the main area where we will be working. We will be adding some more things, we will be adjusting it. So this is the main working area, and it is also termed as viewport. And here where we are seeing our face, and it is mentioned iPhone 8. So this is the real time face simulation, and from here you can just change the devices from any of the Android iOS devices, iPhone 8 plus, iPad. I can choose iPad, and I can choose some of the Android devices as well, like Google Pixel 2 XL, or we can use any of the devices that we want. But that does not make any difference. It will only change the preview window, but it will not make any difference in how we are creating our effects. Okay, so this is the real time face simulation area. So if you have any queries regarding these two things, then you can ask. And till then I am showing you some of the shortcuts that you can use to navigate into the viewport or the working area. And if you have any queries, you can ask in between. Okay, Ronak, if the pace is very fast, so I will keep it a bit slow from now on. And the session is also being recorded, so you can review it anytime later. So there are some of the shortcuts that are available with Sparkia. So let me also jot it down on the screen, and so that it is easy for you to understand what I am saying. And I will also show it to you. So there are some of the shortcuts available. So first of all, there is Control plus Alt, and Control plus Alt is for like zoom in, like for zooming. And another shortcut is like Control, and Control is for rotation. And last shortcut is like that we are going to use very frequently is Alt, which is for adjusting. These are some of the major shortcuts that we are going to use. It does not mean that only these shortcut exist in Sparkia, but these are some of the major shortcuts that we are going to use while working with Sparkia. So let us see them in action as well, how these shortcuts are, to use them. So first was Control plus Alt. So what I will do, I will press Control and Alt on my keyboard, and I will drag from top to bottom, top corner to bottom corner, top left to bottom right. So what it will do, it will zoom in the, and if I want to zoom out, I will press Control plus Alt again, and I will drag from bottom right to top left, so it will zoom out. So we can zoom in and zoom out best, it depend on how we are comfortable, how much we want to view. And so we can use Control and Alt for zooming in and zooming out. Now coming to the next shortcut, which is Control. So I will be pressing the Control button, and I can rotate it according to me. So control, but after pressing the Control button, I can rotate it. And last shortcut was the Alt, and by after pressing the Alt, I can adjust it left, right, top, and bottom. So I can adjust it. It is just for adjusting. It is not for rotation. So Control plus Alt for zooming in and zooming out, Control for rotation, and Alt for adjusting it left or right. So I hope you are all clear with these three shortcuts. So these three shortcuts are clear with you. And there is a query from everyone to create a WhatsApp group for the same. So I would like to tell you that Spark, Facebook group already exists, And Askar sir, I request you to drop in the link in the comment section, as I am not able to drop it. So you can all join the SparkR Facebook group, and you can see it from there, and you can ask your queries there. You can create a community there and ask your friends to join in as well, so that you can all collaborate and work on it. So the link for the SparkR Facebook group will be dropped in the comment section soon, so you can join it. Okay. And the link is in the comment section, so you can all join in the SparkR Reskill group. Okay. And let us set the goal for this session, what we are thinking of achieving in the session. So by the end of the session, we will be able to make our effect, one of our effect. And through it, though it will not be very complex effect, but it will be an effect, it will be a simple effect, and you will be getting to know the basics of the SparkR, how SparkR is working, how to create your own effects. So we will be mainly focusing about how to create your own effects and how SparkR is working. Okay. Now continuing further about the section in the SparkR thing. So this panel on the top left is the scene panel, and in the scene panel we can see device, camera, focal distance, ambient light, direction light, microphone. So this is the scene panel, and all objects to be added are visible here. That all the objects that I will add to my viewport will be visible in the scene panel. And scene panel can be considered as an index of everything we have to do, and it will contain entry for everything. It will just contain the entry for the if things, the objects we are adding, but it will not contain the properties. For properties we have some of the different section, and we will be looking for it as well. Now coming to SparkR library. So when we are creating our own effects from SparkIA, it does not mean that we have to create our 3D model from the beginning. Or we have to do everything from the scratch. So SparkIA library is already available. So there is an asset library. I am scrolling my mouse over here. You all can see it. It is in the bottom left corner, and I will click here. Will be opening up in the session. And what SparkR library is? So SparkR library is an inbuilt into the studio, and it has cool things like 3D objects like music and sound, patches, textures, blocks, script packages, color, LUTs. So there are lot of things available, and everything available here is free of cost, so that you do not have to create everything from the very beginning. You can just utilize these thing, and you can add it to your model, and you can start working on your model. So all of these things are available free of cost, and no in-app purchase is required when working with these objects from the AR library. And now you may be considering that there are some of the 3D objects available, like there is animals, and there are a lot of animals, but it does not contain the animal that you want, or it does not have the specific type of animal that you want. So what you can do, you can download any of the 3D model from online, or you can create your own 3D model, and you can import that model as well into the effect. So what I will do, I will just go here down to the asset section, and in the asset section I can import from computer. So I will click on the add asset, and I will import from computer. So I can import any of the model from the computer as well. So it will be we can also import a model from the computer. Okay. Now coming to the real time face simulation control. Okay, so here we have a video section in the top right corner, and what it does, so we can use any of the real time simulation faces from the Sparkia. There are various faces provided from the Sparkia. These are the various different faces. You can use any of them to create your effect, and you can also use your own PC camera. So you can also use that, and you can use your own face over there. Suppose I am turning on my integrated webcam. So what it will show, it will just switch to the integrated webcam rather than like with the real time simulation. Let me just connect my camera and make it visible to you how the integrated webcam or some of the webcam can be available for you. So now I can just turn on my camera, and now you can see that like my face will be visible instead of the effects, the faces which is provided by the Facebook. But we, for this session, we will be using some of the faces that are already provided pre-provided with the Facebook. And it is like now, for creating our effect, it is very difficult to align our effects with the moving face. So we will be using some of the like stopped faces. For that we can use like the pause button, and when we click the pause button here in the like top left corner, what it is going to do, it will just pause the video, and we can see like now we can align our effects with the face, or with the hairs, with the nose, with the eyes, with anything we want. So it will be very easy for us to align our things easily when we have just paused the session, pause the video. And after pausing the video we can like align everything here, so it will be easy for us. So now you can like make the things easy. And if you have any queries till now, you can ask it, or further we will be talking about the inspect panel, and finally about the publishing, and further we will be creating a basic spark effect of our own. So if you have any queries, you can ask in the comment section. Till then, like I am continuing with the inspect panel. So now continuing with the inspect panel. So what inspect panel is? So inspect panel is present on the top right corner. So this here is the inspect panel, and what inspect panel contains? It contains all the properties of the objects, and all the properties are modified here. So it is easy to understand when we will be starting using it, and when we will be creating our effect, and all the editing regarding our like the thing will be happening in the inspect panel only. May I make the group? No, Tapesh, you need not to make the group. The Spark or Reskill group is already available on the Facebook, and the link is shared in the comment section. So you can all join the Spark or Reskill group for the Spark or creators, and we can all have a chit chat session there. What are the minimum specs for this application? Like it will require 4 GBs of RAM. So I think 4 GB of RAM is available with everyone today, so everyone will be able to run it. Okay, Govind is asking, is there any way? Yeah, it will work with 4 GB RAM, Ronak. It will definitely work with 4 GB RAM. The minimum requirement is 4 GB RAM only. And Govind has a question, sir. Is there any way we can connect AR effect with machine learning? So, Govind, in the backend, only the machine learning is being applied in the AR. But what is the benefit of using SparkR? The main benefit of using SparkR is that we need not to create our own machine learning models. Here, the machine learning models which are trained with the great accuracy are provided by the Facebook only. So we just have to import the machine learning model, and we have to start using the like spark effects on it. So there are various type of machine learning models present in the spark, and you can have a look at it on the spark documentation, and I will be also showing you a machine learning model which will detect your face, and we can apply our effects over the face only. So I will also be showing you that in the session only today. Because like the effects you apply, you see on Snapchat, the effects you see on Facebook, they are all intelligent effects. And for the effects to be intelligent and to work on their own, some of the machine learning, deep learning model is working behind the scenes. So it will be easy, and to it will be very difficult when we ask you to create your own machine learning model and then apply your effects over it. So what Facebook has done to simplify these things, to make it easy for us, that they have pre-created some of the machine learning model in the backend, so you need not to worry about it. Now, one of the major button, like the publish button present here. So what the publish button does is that it takes our effect that we have created on our own and it publishes it to the Facebook. So we can use the publish button to publish our effect. We can use we can publish our new effect, or we can update our existing effect, and we can record a demo video of our effect, like what our effect is doing, but it is optional, so you can also skip it. And then you can like click on the upload button to upload it to the Facebook, and you can submit it by filling the form which Facebook is providing. After your effect is like reviewed, it will be reviewed in less than 7 days, in a week. And then you can like start using it. You can share your effect with some of your friends, and like you can start using your effect over the Facebook platforms. So, like first of let us start by like looking at the Spark Studio. Okay, so what we will do, first of all, we will as like Govin mentioned of the machine learning model. So what we will be looking, we will be adding a face tracker and face detection. So what I will be doing, I will be clicking on add object, and I will be adding a face tracker. So I will click on face tracker and click on insert. Okay, so the face tracker will be added. Now, do you see any difference in the like previous screen? No difference in the previous screen. Okay, but like what difference we are seeing is that like there is a difference. There are three coordinates available over here, and as soon as I like remove these, remove this, let me remove it. So what it will do when I delete it, the three coordinates are like gone. Okay, so let me add it again and show you the three coordinates are visible. And let me zoom in a bit so that it is easy for you to like inspect it, and like easy for us to place the things as well. So I am adding a face tracker and I am inserting it. So now like these three coordinates are visible, and even when I play the video, so these three coordinates are aligning itself with the face movement. So you can see like these coordinates are aligning itself with the face movement, and we need not to train any machine learning model. These models are already pre-trained by Facebook, so we need not to worry about that. Okay, so now I think your query is like answered, Govin, and you can use any of the other faces as well. Like if I use this face, then also the face detection model is working. If I use this face, then also the face detection model is working. If I use this face, then also the face detection model is working and aligning itself with the movement of the face. So these are some of the machine learning models that are pre-available in the Sparkia. Okay. Sir, need to automate the Python script via air effect. You can like do that. There are multiple features available. You can just Google it down. You can just browse through the Spark Air documentation, Spark Air YouTube channel, and there is a lot of resources present over there, and you can use these resources, and you can just start creating your own effects. Okay, now let us do one more thing, and let us see how these things are working behind the scenes, and how we are going to create our own effect. Now we have like added a face tracker, but what is the purpose of the face tracker if like it is not working, or it is if something is not visible to us? So what I will be doing, I will be like right clicking on the face tracker, and now I will add an object, and I will add a plane. So what it will be doing, it will be adding a plane on the top of my face. So as you can see now, the plane is aligning itself with the movement of the face. Okay, and we can like inspect it with other faces as well. So the plane is aligning itself with the movement of the face. Like you must have seen some of the Snapchat effects, some of the Facebook effects, some of the Instagram effect, where specs is put on the top of the face, or some of the like mustache is put on the top of the face. So all of these are like with the alignment of the face only. I think now you are like clear with some of the basics of the Spark. Yeah, do ask your questions if you have any queries till now, then we can proceed further with the session, and we can like start learning some of the other cool things as well. Okay, as like you have no queries, or if you have any query you can ask in between as well, so I will be continuing further and like performing some of the actions as well. So what I will be doing as of now is that like I will be going back and I will be removing the plane from the session, so that it is easy for us to know some of the other things and know some easy things as well. So I will be like deleting it. I have deleted it from here. I will pause the video, and what I will do, I will add a normal plane and instead and not insert it in the face tracker. So I am not tracking it with the face tracker, so I can move it anywhere. So like I can move it anywhere, it is not being tracked by the face tracker. So we can like align it according to ourselves. So these are like these arrows which I was using. So this is the x, y, and z direction, and we can like use these things to position it according to our requirement. And for positioning it, we have to use like the position, adjust the position here from the like top. And you can use some of the coordinates. You can define the coordinates here as well, and you can just use the coordinates to position your like the spark ar if object. So I can like just say I want it to be on the 15th, sorry, I want it to be on the 0.155 position in x, minus 0.15 in the y, and in the z I want it to be 1. So it will be behind. I if I want it to be 0.1.45, or like I want it to be on 0, so it will be visible ahead, and I can like just adjust it according to my need. And you can also use these axes to arrows and axes to change the position, and it can also be changed, the position can also be changed from the inspect panel, as I like earlier mentioned as well. All the like properties will be changed from the inspect panel only. Okay, now coming to the rotation part. So next here is the rotation button, and when I click the rotate button, I can rotate that the figure according to me, and like in x, y, and z all directions I can rotate. So it is it depends on us how we want to rotate our, and how we want the thing to be visible. So you can use and we can also provide some of the angle and degrees over here as well, so that we can rotate our figure. So all the things are possible both via using the axis, or via using the coordinates or the angles or the position. So it is possible in both the way. And the last part is like scaling. So the last part is scaling, and we can scale it like we want to resize it. So we can resize it accordingly, and like we can resize it in x, y, and z all the directions. And resizing is also possible with the scaling option available in the inspect panel. So everything is available both via the axis or via the inspect panel, and we can perform like we how we want to reshape it. And if I now like play the video, the plane is still here because it is not being tracked by the plane tracker. But what if I want it to be tracked by the plane tracker? So what I can do alongside is that I can like track the plane with the play face tracker. So what I need to do, I will just take the plane, I will just drag it, and I will put it inside. I will select the plane, I will drag it and put it inside the face tracker. So now what will happen? The plane will be tracked by the face tracker, and according to the movement of the face, it will also be moving. Like when I click the play, so the plane is moving alongside with the movement of the face. So you all can see that. So you can select any of the face here, and you can see the movement of the plane alongside the movement of the face. So you have any queries? Anyone of you have any queries till now? You can ask it in the comment section, or we can like continue working further, and we can now uh, we will see how to add an image, how to add an image to our project. And we cannot directly add an image in the Spark. Suppose there is an effect which is showing me the Reskill Spark logo over the head. So how will be I adding the Reskill Spark logo? Directly I cannot add a image in the Spark. So that is a limitation, that I cannot directly add an image in the Spark. So what I will be doing, I will be using the plane, like the plane which I added here, and I will be using the plane, and I will be editing the features of the plane, and then I can use the featured plane to add some of the image. Okay, so let us see that as well. So what I will be doing, I will be selecting the plane, and after selecting the plane, in the inspect panel there is an option for material, and I will like click the plus button, and I will just create a new material for it. And the material which is created is present in the asset section now, like a new material 0 is added here, and we can also rename it according to our needs. So I will suggest you to rename it so that it is easy for us to understand, like which material was linked with what thing. So I will be just like reskill logo. So this material is for reskill logo. And like we can also add some of the different colors to the material. So I can add red color, pink color, and the material will be available in the red or pink color only. Okay, ski logo, here is it. Is it not visible? Let me move it out of the plane tracker. Let me just redo some of the things. Okay, I have made. Okay, now the plane is visible. A new plane, and I will insert it, and I will align the material along with the plane. So I will select the plane, and I will plus the material, and I will align material 0. So because the plane was tilted, and so it was not visible because it was in like rotated somehow like this. So the plane was not visible because it was rotated in completely the y direction only. So you have to like look after that as well, so that if your plane is not aligned accordingly, and it shows us the correct thing. So but I don't want my plane to be pink. I want an image to be uploaded on the top of my plane. So what I will be doing, I will be like creating a new material for the plane. So this was a material 0. So what I will be doing, I want the reskill logo here. So I will create a new material, and I will rename it as like the skill logo. And I can just choose the file instead of choosing the color. So I will be choosing the file, and I will be using the Reskill Spark logo. So now we can see the Reskill Spark logo is visible here, but it is not how I wanted it. So I can just scale it down, and I can make it like now the logo looks good. So I can rescale it, reshape it, reposition it according to my requirement, and like I can drag it down. I want the logo to be present over the head. I want it to be present over here. You can make some of the crackers present here as it is the Diwali hackathon. And I can make I like when I run the video, the Reskill Sparkyard logo is present here only. But what if I want to make it move with the face? So I will just select the plane, and I will drag and drop it in the face tracker. So the Reskill Sparkyard logo will be moving alongside the face movement. So now you can see like the logo is being moved alongside the face movement as well. So you can just design something, and you can align it with the face movement. You can align it with some of the plane movement as well, and other movements. Okay, so any queries as of now? Yes. Now let us see how to add some of the text and make our filter look cool. So suppose we want to add some of the text, we want to add something, we want to add some of the background for the text. So how to do it? So now what we will be doing, I will not be adding something with the face movement. So I will be adding a plane, a simple plane. So now the plane is added, and I have not tagged it with the face movement. And when we add some of the plane, and so there are some of the shortcuts also available with us. Let us see them as well. So what I will do now, okay, and I can just scale it according to my requirement. I suppose I want it to be like this much big, and I want it to be present over here, so I can just like move it, and then we can see like how is it. Suppose I want it to be present in here, and I want a color aligning with it. So what I will do, I will align a color, and I will like assign the material 0, so the color is pinkish. And now what I want it to be somewhat transparent, and I do not want it to be like completely uh, hide the background video, so I can choose the opacity. I can use some of the blend mode, some of the cull mode. And as you are all better designers than me, so then you can also use this panel to design it according to you. If you want some of the different color, you can choose the different colors as well. Suppose I want it to be blue, so I will choose the blue thing. Now what I want to add, so till now we have worked with the 2D objects. Now let us also work with the 3D objects as well. So I will be adding. So let us change some of the thing. Delete this plane. Like I am deleting this plane. Take this Spark AR Reskill logo out of the face tracker and back in the focal distance, and make the Spark AR logo Reskill logo available on the top left corner, top right corner, so that we can see the effect is a part of the Spark AI Reskill program, and it is visible to us. Okay, now we want to add some of the text, and we want it to be 3D text. So what I will do, I will add, and I will add 3D objects, and I will add 3D text. So as soon as I add text, the 3D text is now visible to me, and I can see what to write in here. So I can write some of the text. For example, like I have written Spark AR the skill Diwali Hackathon. So I can resize it, and I can arrange it wherever I want according to me. Like I want it down here, and I can like you can use the arrow keys, or you can use the position to arrange and rearrange them anywhere in the screen in the viewing area. Okay, and what about if we create some of the material for it? So now you can see there are three materials associated: the front material, the side material, and the back material. So there are three material associated with it, so I will be creating material 1 for the front, material 2 for the side, and material 3 for the back. So if I add a front color, like I am adding the front color now, so material 1, and I am adding the front color to be suppose I want the front color to be green. So I select it and I rotate it down so that you can see the front color is only added. So I rotate it, so the side color is like white only, and the back color is also white. As you can see, the back color is also white. So you can see the all the changes that we define here are completely the same as we have added them. And we can also re make it to let us undo the changes. And now we have added the green color, and now we can see we can add some of the side color as well using the material 2. And I want the side color to be like red, so the side color will be red. And I want the back color to be somewhat different, and I want the back color to be blue. So you can decide these things based on like what you want to add, how you want to add, and what you want to create. And I will just play it. So even the 3D text is not aligned with the face, but I can align that with the face as well, according to the movement of the face. So I can just put it inside the face tracker, and now what will happen, the 3D text will be aligned with the movement of the face. Okay. And you can also position it somewhat differently. So I can position it up here, and I can also resize it up and down. And so that depends on us how we want it to be present, how we want it. We want to place some of the crackers, we want to place something else, so we can place that and make it track with the movement of the face as well. Okay. So now let us like look at the last thing that we want to do. Like currently I have told you how to add text, how to add images. Now is the 3D model that I earlier mentioned. So I will go to the asset library, and there are multiple assets available. So I can use any of the 3D model. Suppose this hackathon is with Diwali, so I will use candle. So let us see like the candlelight. This is a 3D model which is already being made by the Sparky. So I will just click the 3D model, and I will click the import free button, and we will be required to sign in to the Facebook once. But as I have already signed in, so it is not asking me to sign in, and it is downloading it. Also, like the effects are all of the effects are available free of cost, and no in-app purchase is required. So you can use any of the 3D model that you want to use in the project. And I want to re-announce it again that the Spark Air Hackathon has begun, and you can start submitting your effects for the Diwali hackathons. And repeat it once again that there are swags available for every effect submission, and cash prizes for top three winners with a top total cash prize worth 13,000 US dollars. So just start working. And when your effect is downloaded, you will see the done button. I have clicked the done button, and the candlelight effect asset will be available in my asset panel. But as it is only available in the asset panel and it is not in the scene, so it will not be tracked, it will not be visible here. And to make our asset available in the like scene, so I will just select, drag it, and I will make it visible over here. So it will just take a time to load. And as we see, the candle is very huge, so we want it to be small. So what I will do, 0.05 in x I want it to be, 0.05 in y I want it to be, and 0.05 in z I want it to be. So now the candle is small and visible to us. Okay. And we can reshape it, resize it. We can just use we can adjust its position as we want. We can use any of the effect in 3D over here. So we can that depends on us what we want to create. So I will just play the video, and a 3D candle is added alongside me. And we can also add some of the 3D objects and like aligning it with the face. As I earlier mentioned, I have to just move it inside the face tracker, so even the candle is now moving with the face. So these are some of the basics of the Sparker Studio that you all might be familiar with as of now. And for like publishing your effect, what you have to do, this is the last thing that we are going to cover in the session. I will just click the publish button over here, and I will publish a new effect. And it has meet the capability requirement. If it does not meet the capability requirement, we have to like some of the do some of the things, and we have to manage the compatibility. And like textures are being compressed, so compression will take some time. And we after the compression is done, we can upload our filter over to the Spark AR platform, and we can after reviewing it will be available for all of us to use. Okay. So that like covers the most of the session.
So if you have any queries, you can ask till we wait for the filter to be compressed, and let me show you the further steps, and then we can end the session. Uh, and all of you, please make sure to join the Facebook Spark AR group. And I will just reshare the link in the comment section so that it is easy for you to join it, and we will be adding the link in the description of the YouTube video as well. So do join the Facebook group and ask your friends to join as well. If you have like, if you want to review any part of the session today, so you can just go to the Reskill YouTube channel and you can review the video which is being recorded, and it will be available over the Reskill YouTube channel. Azhar sir, if you want to like make any announcement till the effect is being published. No, you need not to add the reskill logo. It was just for showing you how to add some of the images. You need not to add the reskill logo. It should be aligned with your theme Diwali, and you can just publish it over the uh, and you can share the screenshot, and you can it will be all clearly visible when you go to the reskill website, and you can see these things. How do I argument something on a plane other than face filter? Okay, you can do that as well. Everything is present in the Spark AR documentations. You can go through that. Today's session was just a basic about how to use Spark AR things and how to create a basic effect. And for creating some of the more great effects, you can refer to the Spark AR documentation. And there will be some of the session with the campus ambassadors as well. For the Reskilll Spark AR, you can join your college campus ambassador, and you can work alongside them, and they will guide you how to build these effects and how to use other things as well. Okay, so that is waited for to be compressed. It also depends on the specification that you are having. If you are having graphic card, the compression will be like faster, but if you are not having a high end PC, then also you can use your PC to compress it, but it will take some time. Okay, as it is taking time, so you can all publish your effect, and then you can see it. And at last, I just want to make an announcement that you can start submitting your effects for the Diwali hackathon. Go to the Reskill website and register yourself if you have not registered yet, and start submitting your effect. The Diwali hackathon is on. All the best for the Diwali hackathon. Thank you.